Hello, Akku here again. Welcome back to Resonant Rise 3 test server. I'm on the server at the minute with Lucy, Sakalo and Sice, and I've got a few things to get through. Now, since the last episode, I have done a little bit. I've tried not to do too much, but since the last episode, Sice said that he'd put a tome of knowledge sharing in his base, like what I've got there. It lets you, if you're on the same server as people, it's added by Thaumic Tinkerer. It lets you band, so a shift right click will band that. It's already bound to me, but so it's not saying it there, but if that wasn't bound to me, a shift right click would say that's bound to my research, and then anyone on the server can come, as long as I'm online, can come and click that and they'll get my research. Sice put one in his base and I went and did it, and I had quite a lot of the forbidden stuff done. So I know that Liara had done a lot of forbidden stuff, so I did that. So I've ended up doing a lot of research just to get it all done, and most of it was from them, to be honest. But I've pretty much got nearly everything researched, and this is a really cool one that I've just got. I was just doing a little bit of research in Automagy, doing these things because I want this golem inhibitor at some point. I want to make a cake factory using golems, using this wonderful little creature here called Golem's Workbench, which you can also craft using golems. Very cool. And I made some of these brains, and what you've got to do, you make a brain like that really easy, and then you've got to scan the brain with your thermometer. I've got one of each colour, and I was scanning them, and that was, I think, the final, somewhere around here, was the final piece of research I needed that unlocked the final Eldritch thing. I got a little achievement saying I've unlocked Eldritch knowledge, which gets me that which I've actually not got any vacuous, but I should be making Void Thaumaturge's robes very soon, possibly even starting this episode. But that is something I want to get on with, certainly. Now, after last episode, we finished off. We were ready to make the Alpharm portal. I need to get them done as well. I need to get the basic key system done. I've pretty much got the bits ready to that, so I'm going to throw them together in a minute. I'm maybe not going to do that just yet because that's not really important. But one thing I do want to mention is Liara did the upgraded ritual for the division sigil. It makes it into what's called a pseudo division sigil, and you can build stable ingots instead of the unstable ones. And because of that, she built me the super ability wand, which was the creative version. You can now build this. I can't see the recipe because I've not done the ritual, and I've not got a pseudo division sigil. The IRL, so she built me one, so that does a lot bigger space. It's the same as what the creative one was previously. That's a ritual I will be doing on camera in this series. I just haven't got the bits for it yet. But you do have to do a bit of work for it. You have to get all the different records. Speaking of records, I've got a carpenter's safe in the roof there, and I've been chucking records and trophies in it somewhere to put them. And yesterday I was sure it was in one of the bricks. I went all over my base about 8 times looking for it. Turns out I'd left it in the roof, and it wasn't in one of the bricks at all. Looking all over for the damn thing, all of it. Actually says it on Whaler when you mouse over it. I couldn't find it anywhere. Right, I'm going to start with what I finished with last episode. Then we're going to go into Farmcraft stuff. That's going to be the bulk of this episode. The Well of Suffering is working very well. My 3 witches are still in there. I've got the Nightmare Mob one there, of course, and then the other 2 that I threw in. So that's working nicely, and this should be nice and full. And yes, look, I've got a million LP. This comparator, I still had it wrong again. The comparator's changed. Now it puts out a signal, not based on how much it used to be. I think before this version, the comparator would put out a signal, even the normal comparator, just because this is a fancy one, it doesn't do anything different. It would put out a signal based on if there was an orb in the altar and how full the altar width is. Now it's if there's an orb in the altar and how full your LP network is, I think. Because I had this turned off earlier, I was down to 300k, but 30%, and this was down at signal 4. And if I let that altar empty and yet my network's still full, that'd stay 15. So it looks like it's based on your LP network, so that's changed a bit. I'm getting my head around the changes of that. So right, let's jump up here. So as said last time, I've just for the Alpharm portal, just to make sure I've got a secure way of keeping it open, because I don't want it closing all the time. I have made this little setup here for for that. Now I want to jump up here. I should have actually had some things to throw through, so I could actually make something as well. But I've not actually got anything ready. I've changed it around a little bit from when you saw it. These are going really slow because of the hunger overhaul, and Spice of Life mods we've got on. It sounds like no one's enjoying them. I think we're keeping Pam's Harvest Craft, I believe, but I think we're either getting rid of Hunger Overhaul or Spice of Life. No one's really enjoying it. It makes everything grow slow. That's why I'm starting to expand my farms. It makes everything grow really slow, and you don't get extra seeds back or anything like that. It's in a targeted mod pack. I guess it's be quite fun. Something like Blood and Bones, where it's meant to be difficult to survive. When you're just trying to make techie stuff and magicy stuff, it's just slows. It adds a lot of tedium. That's possibly unnecessary, but certainly it's a very good mod, and it's in its right place in the right mod pack. I think it works very well. I just don't know if it suits this one, but I'll take it or leave it. Some people are not enjoying it at all. Right, anyway, these are full. What we can do now, we made this last time, if you remember. If we click that, that's going to do that little thing there. Whee! And that's going to, if you've seen any Britannia, you've probably seen this, because everyone does this. And the first thing you do when you've done the portal is you throw your book in, and the elves will throw your book back out. And now if you look at your book, now before I threw it in, it said 1 skull of knowledge, Minecraftian knowledge. Now it's got 2 skulls of knowledge, it's got elven knowledge as well. And they give you a nice little story that you can read, which I have read before, and I will not read on camera because I've seen 18 people do that as well. And there's some new stuff I can make now. One of the things I can do is I can exchange things for things. So I can exchange living wood for dream wood, for example, and elementium, very cool, pixie dust, and dragon. Is it dragonstone? Yeah, and a couple of other things. Alp glass is something I use quite a lot on one of my other builds, but actually getting some of that stuff because I want to be making some upgrades to a couple of items I've got, and that is what we'll be using to get stuff. So I'm not going to do anything now though. Because I want to focus on Farmcraft for this episode, because I'm not getting enough done. I feel like I'm getting stuff done, but there's that much stuff to do. I don't feel like I'm getting enough done, if you know what I mean. What I need is, I don't want to get heavy into warded jars, and I'm starting to need to infuse stuff to progress. So I need to decide what I'm going to do, and I've decided that I am going to make a AE system, and I've got some bits ready. So I've got a real basic little thing for up here, and I'll break you for now. Where can this stuff go? That can go. Yeah, I'll fit in there. Cool. That's just the decor craft stuff. So I'm going to break you. In fact, I'm going to break all these because I'm not going to need this stuff as I have done up to now. And all I'm going to do, really nice and simple, is, you should be the wall anyway, shouldn't you? Yes, that's all good. I'm going to go and I'm going to, I made 2 of these drives. I don't actually think I need 2, to be honest. I'm probably going to store one for now. Put that there out of the way. I made 2 of these drives, yeah. I don't think I need. Don't know why I made 2. Because everything I build's even, and 2 is an odd number, so I need something to put in between them. So I should probably have to either make a third or make something else. So let's just pick up that iron. We'll go there. I don't know why I put that down. If I could have kept it in inventory. And all we're going to do here, really simple, is we've already got these conduits down here because we have the inscriber set up, of course. Now so I'm going to connect the conduit to the bottom of that guy, and I'm going to connect one conduit to the top of that guy, and I've got an ME crafting terminal. Very, very basic system. Crafting terminal does not go onto ME conduits. That is interesting. I'm trying to use the conduit as much as I can, rather than just because it's tidy, it keeps things tidy. So I need to use a normal piece, and my inventory's full, of course it is. I've done this a terrible way. So I need one piece of that on there, normal ME cable, and now this guy should connect. There we go. So there we go. We've got a little basic ME system. It's getting power from the energy acceptor, and it's running through the ME conduit there. I like the ME conduit because with the facades from the painting machine you can cover it really easy. And if we come down here, of course, we had the ME cable running around here because we've got this little setup from last time for doing the inscription and stuff. So that's all gravy. Back up here then, we have now got this little system. I should have the bits ready for one 4K storage cell. That's all I'm going to make for now. And to get that, I need to put that into the iron. Yep. 2 bits of glass. As if I've done it like this. As if I've just thrown all that junk into inventory before actually thinking about anything. So 2 of them. 3 redstone. Where's my redstone gone? Is it in there? Yeah. That's in the right. That's the wrong stuff. That's the stuff I want. And some iron. I did need to put the barrel down, otherwise I wouldn't be able to get that out. Look at that. I'm actually a genius. Bang. 1 4K ME cell. Wonderful. Everything is good in the world. There we go. We've got a 4K cell in there. We can bang stuff in there. Can't bang everything in there because I've only got enough room at the minute for 63 different items. That'll get spread out. I'm not going to have a massive system. I don't plan to do quarrying and stuff like that. I plan to keep things small, so I'm probably only going to go with 4K cells in this, but I'm probably going to fill them up. The next one I actually need is a bit of a special one, because we're doing this, of course, as much for Thaumcraft as we are for our normal stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down here, and where's my wand? That's in the table already. And I've got quite far, I must say, with just a gold-banded Greatwood wand. I've normally gone for a Thaumic wand as quick as possible. Part of that is because I'm using teleposers to shift these nodes, which makes things a lot easier. Without that, you'd need a wand that can do at least 70, which is more than what that can do. So I guess that's the difference. If you are prepared to be a bit slack and use the teleposers instead of the actual Thaumcraft method. But it's a lot less tedious, so I don't mind doing it. What I'm going to do is very similar. I've got some pure Satur's quartz, some logic processors. That's the same as a normal recipe, but we've got ethereal essence in here. I'm going to need a lot of ethereal essence, and I've got a way of getting it that's quite interesting. I'm going to make these 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, and then and up here we should have some more of that stuff. I don't know why I'm picking what it is. It don't matter. And I need that and that. And that. So ethereal essence in the corners, and there we go. 4K sensor storage component, excellent. And now we need 3 Thaumic ingots, and we need warded glass. Okay, so I've not actually. Well, look at that. I thought you'd have had to make a warded core for that. That's changed. That has changed. I have not got that stuff ready. Let me get that made. I shall be back. I've got unnatural hunger. Oh dear. This is quite funny actually. These mana cookies, I was close to getting diminishing returns because I've been eating just mana cookies because of the hunger overhaul. But because I get unnatural hunger because of Thaumcraft, I eat 8 times out of the last 12 foods. Because I've got unnatural hunger, I need to eat rotten flesh to get rid of it, which resets my diminishing returns on the mana cookies. Bit of strange mod interaction there. I best carry some of that food around with me actually, some rotten flesh, just because I keep getting the bends. Right, I've tied this up a little bit. I'll carry on later. I don't want the bin above that. It's a bit empty in here now, to be honest. I might have to put some barrels back. Probably what I will do is I'll have the beast space barrels from the farms around this thing, so it will look a bit different. Right then, so I have got the bits ready to make some warded glass. Didn't even know you made warded glass like that anymore. Different to how it was again. So there, 2 of them, and I've lost my other bits. Have I put them into the network? I think I have. Yeah, there was that one. What else was it? 3 redstone. So I've just chucked the stuff from these project tables into there for now. I don't like the cut of that. It looks too blank. There we go. That's our first thing we need then, is we have got now a 4K Essentia storage cell, so I can store liquid Essentia inside that. I also need to be able to manipulate it because I'm not going to be able to see that in a normal ME terminal here. So there's a couple of other things I need. I need a Essentia terminal dark illuminated plate, logic processor, V-filter, diffusion core and coalescence core. Right, so the formation core, that's a normal one. And the annihilation core, we need them. We need some of them. We need illuminated panel. We need an ME terminal. The other thing we need is an arcane crafting terminal. So we need a calculation processor for that. Do calculation, you're engineering. Have we got calculation there? We have. And I think that's all I need from down here to be able to make these two. So we don't actually need this anymore, which is crazy. This guy, I'll probably make another one of them. We're not going to need that very soon, are we? I'll probably make another one of them just to make it look nice, but I'm not going to need that. I need it now, though, don't I? Fool. Of course I do. Can't make this without using that, so yeah, I'm going to have to make another one of them anyway. And in here, what do I need? I needed to make this into diffusion, so entropy and one of them, and that's a diffusion. So I need 2 diffusion and 1 coalescence, which is order on one of them. Okay, so I need 1 order shard, 2 entropy shards, and 3 quicksilver. And put my 1 back in here because I don't know what I was thinking then. Always messing things up, Echo, all the time. 1, 2 of them, so that's like an upgraded. The standard part there is the standard applied energistics part that goes into all the bits, you know, your ME terminals and stuff like that, and the annihilation plate, and there you go, all your different stuff. That's what they use. So it's just like an upgraded version of them. So there and there gets us that one. And what I've got here is I've got a illuminated panel. So with an illuminated panel, I also need a V-filter. There's one of them. Now I don't think you can shift click recipes into this. No, you can't. Okay, so I'm going to have to try and remember what I just saw, which I think I've already forgotten. Let's have a look. No, I remembered. Bloody hell. Check me out. So there we go. We've got an Essentia terminal. Wonderful. And the other thing we needed then was a arcane crafting terminal. So that, I want to make that again. Is it just a table or is it a workbench? It's just a table in it with a wand. A table with a wand. Oh, it's taking me back to the early stuff. I forgot all about the early stuff. I think it's 3 of them, 2 of them. Is that right? Or is it a crafting table with a wand? As if I'm failing on this bit. Please be this hit with a wand. Oh, I'm going to look silly. I bet it's a crafting bench. Oh no, I mean, I knew it was that all the time, honest. I knew it was that all the time. Trust me, I'm a thaumaturge. There. One of them. And ME terminal. Excellent. Gets us the other guy we need. Arcane crafting terminal. Very nice. And then the final thing we're going to need here is essentially import bus. We're going to need several of these, but I just thought I'd make one now. And I'll make the rest off cam. Just I'm making these on cam because this is probably something you've not really seen before, possibly. Because I haven't seen any of this stuff on video. Any Thaumic Energistics. Filtered 2 warded jars. Got a diffusion car. Filtered 2 warded jars, diffusion car, and a couple of bits of iron. In there you go. Gets me a Essentia import bus. Excellent. And then finally what I'm going to need is some more conduit to fasten things up. That stuff, right. So I need about 20 of this if I can afford it. So 16 might be enough, we shall see. I've got a bit more there. 19 should be enough. So down into the Thaumcraft area, I've got a little setup down here. I've changed it around a bit. Oh, this is new chisel stuff, by the way, called Voidstone. I kind of like it. I kind of expected it to be a little bit different. It's kind of got this weird graphic going on. What I eventually want is I want the Eldritch stuff from the new Thaumcraft dungeon place. I think you can get the stuff that they put. I think the stuff that the rituals are made out of. I think you can get it from there. I'm hoping you can. And it's got like stars and stuff in it. This is a nice looking block, but it could have been a bit nicer. It's I do love chisel. I'm sure it may get nicer. But this is a very new chisel block. We had to change the recipe because it conflicted with a computer crash recipe, so I couldn't get it a bit early when I made this place. But you can't place anything on it, so I've left these as smooth black stone on the edge. And the windows were all too high in here, if you've noticed from last episode. I've moved them up one off, so I've moved the roof, I've moved the ceiling all up one. I don't know, I kind of liked how it was closed in before. I think it looks a bit too open now. I kind of like the claustrophobic feeling of the roof being a bit lower. Anyway, Sice has been in here doing some Essentia stuff. This is Sice's stuff over here, but that's my furnaces over there. What I've put down here then is just really simply from the back of where the other room is. I've just run my ME conduit down to here, and I put it under here. And what I've got there, that's a facade covering that bit. What I've got is I've got the stuff running in the back, and now we've got this ME controller. So there's 32 channels going up the back of that. Some of the channels are going to going to be used up by that terminal and that ME thing over there. The thing can take 8 channels anyway. But at the minute, this is just normal ME conduit. There is a dense one as well. I'm going to try and use ME conduit as much as I can on this version. Yeah. So if I remember correctly, then they didn't work, did they? I couldn't attach. No, as if I didn't bring the other ones down with me. Let me go grab them other ones. Okay then, I'm back, and some time has actually passed. With it being Christmas, the house got real noisy, so I had to do other stuff and not be able to record for a bit. And it was a good job actually, because I was going to do something a little bit wrong. What I've done is, I've got some normal ME cable, and I've actually made it into the magenta smart cable, just so it looks a bit nicer. It doesn't actually affect these terminals. If I put this on here, it doesn't actually change the colour of that, because that's an arcane colour anyway. It doesn't actually change the colour of that one either. But it does change the one upstairs, so that's on a magenta as well. So basically what we've got is we've got these 2 terminals, and this top one here is not going to show anything yet because we've got no Essentia in our system yet. But that is going to show Essentia once we've got it in there. This one here is an arcane crafting terminal, and it's a normal crafting terminal as well. So I can craft normal things in here, but I can also craft arcane stuff in here. So if I wanted to, for example, let me order shard, quicksilver. Look at that. Something was there, and one of them not. Okay, so it's an entropy shard. Let's try an entropy shard. There we go. So I could craft this. I'd have to put my wand in there, and there you go. It's going to take 2 aqua and 2 pedito from my wand, and it's going to give me a diffusion core by crafting that. I think I might need that annihilation core, so I don't think I need it actually. But I don't think I need a diffusion core either at the minute. But that's basically the crack, so we can use this as our arcane crafting table, which is really cool. There's also a V interface for this, a V relay interface, so this can be charged while it's in there by using the V relay. Now, once I get an energized node here, I can have a V relay interface sending V from the energized node into this, I think, because I can't think what else a V relay interface would be. So that is really cool. Yeah, what I was going to do wrong was I was going to send normal ME cable across under the floor, wasn't I? Where's my way down? I was replacing everything with smooth stone rather than cobble. I don't know why people don't even see it. But once I got across here, there would have only been 8 channels. And if you look at that, each one of these, that's going to have an input, and it's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 outputs. That looks a little bit messy at the minute, but I think in an update at some point we're going to get it so we can make carpet blocks into covers. So I don't think we can cut them up at the minute. That's just a config setting, I believe. So it needs 5 channels each one of these, so that's 15 channels. So what I did was I went and made a load more of the dense cables. If you're looking at there, that's the ME conduit still, but it's a dense. So I like using ME conduit because you can cover it a bit better with the facades. So that's what I've got is off the bottom of this controller. I've got a ME dense conduit running across the floor under here, and then up the back of this I've just got a smart cable. So I've got 8 channels running at the back, of which 5 will get used there, and then I can have another 5, and then that'll leave another 17 channels to come around here and do stuff like the quartz doubling and other crucible stuff. So I'm going to automate all the crucible stuff as well, so I won't have to throw anything in the crucible either. So that's really cool as well. This is a really nice system. I like it a lot. What I need to do now is I need to work towards getting my infusion into this system and getting stuff put in. So I've got my arcane limit there. What I can do actually, yeah, what we can do is we can throw something in there. So I'm going to get some leather wart. Let's try some leather wart. Why have I got 2 bits of glass on me? I don't know why I've got 2 bits of glass on me for. Was there a reason for me carrying that around? I do not know. It might come back to me. There's a reason for me carrying that, and I'll get to that. But what I can do now is, if I throw another one in there, now because I've only made one of these up to now, then it's only going to, actually, that's interesting. It sucks out before it actually gets into the higher ones. So it sucks out that quick that it looks like I'm not actually going to, yeah, at some point it's going to fill up in it. Or is it? Yeah, it's getting fuller. Okay, so at some point it is going to go into the higher ones. I wonder if I can speed that up with upgrades. Probably not. Can't click in it, can I? Oh. I can click in it, and it's got upgrade slots. Interesting. So with speed upgrades, I probably only need one alembic on each one of these, because I'll just pull it out as quick as it comes in. That's very cool. So all them extra alembics are just for sure, turns out. So right, what we can do now then, if we look in here, check that out. We've got Nan Herbe, we've got Infairness, we've got Precantatio in there. We have got Essentia in our AA network. How cool is that? I like it a lot. I really do. This, I think it's 2 mods coming together really nicely to create a really nice solution. What I'm going to do is working towards making this thing. So I was going to make that node stabilizer thing, wasn't I? The advanced node stabilizer. I think that's what I had set up in here. But I've changed it. What I need to do is first of all I need to make a couple of Ascension mirrors. So that's 3 iron and ender pearls. So I've got that set up. I've got one set up. I need to make 2 of them. So we'll get that on the go. And for that I needed some aqua, some ita, and some permutatio. Yep. So we'll get 2 of them made. Yeah, I forgot to check for the upgrades. So if you look in there, these slots here, for upgrades, if we look at, I think they're all called cards, there they go. So if we look at this, we should have a acceleration card. Acceleration card there, and there we go. It'll go into the ME Essential Import Export bus. So I can have 2 maximum. So in brackets afterwards. So 2 of them in there will probably mean I never actually get. In fact, it's looking like it's not getting into there anyway, doesn't it? Very nice. So everything now on, I'm not going to bin anything in a trash can. Everything is going to get sent down here and get sent into one of these. So at some point, I'm going to have to put a chest with a storage bus. So I can have a storage bus that's got a lot more in the filter, so you can put lots more stuff in it. All my junk is going to go into just getting, rather than trashed, is going to get turned into Essentia. That's just ignore that terror. That's just in there from earlier. So what I can also do with this import bus, of course, is I can attach it to the top of the water jars and empty them out as well. And I've got lovely stuff. Oops. One thing this hasn't got, same as extra cells, it hasn't got the setting there to change the way the search is. That algorithm has to the vanilla applied Energistics. There's one Ascension mirror, and I need a second one. 1, 2, 3. Need to really get on with some kind of salts production soon as well, because I'm getting a lot of this warp effects that you just saw then. The strange whispers is fine, but the Eldritch Guardians, I was downstairs earlier, AFK, I could hear some fighting upstairs, and I came back up and an Eldritch Guardian had spawned, and he kicked my ass. When a second one spawned a bit later on, I wanted to try something, so I grabbed hold of him, and I clicked on the soul valve, and I managed to catch him. So I've captured an Eldritch Guardian, and as you can see, I've combined it with a broken spawner. So now, when I combine that with a powered spawner, like I did with the witch one last episode, I can make a Eldritch Guardian spawner, which probably is going to lose miles more power than a Wisp spawner, but Eldritch Guardians drop the Aurum stuff, the what they're called, them things, Ethereal Essence. So some of these I've got from killing the Eldritch Guardians that spawn on me. I'd like to show you one if I get a chance. If I do another cut, I might actually make that into a spawner just to show you one if you haven't seen one. I may get attacked by one as well. They seem to know when you're AFK. They maybe put something in there to play, don't move for 10 minutes, send one at you. That'd be mean, but it'd be quite funny. So right, I've got 2 of them. Now, this next thing we're going to do, Infusion Provider, there we go. This next thing, this is a moderate, so that should be fine as well. So I've got some bits there. I've got a carpenter's safe there just out of the way because it blends in with the floor. But that's actually the top of the carpenter's safe, which is pretty cool. You just got to remember where they are, like I mentioned earlier. So let's try and make this as symmetrical as possible. What we've got: 2, 4, 6, 8 items around the middle. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. ME interface goes in the middle from vanilla. Applied Energistics, of course, and boom. Now this is a bit tricky because it's 64 and 32. So if anything goes wrong here, I've not got any extra. So this one could get messy. I think I've got enough skulls and stuff around. Need to clear my throat. Excuse me a second. Okay. Yeah. If anything goes wrong, I think there's enough skulls and stuff around. These green skulls I'll probably move once I've got skeleton skulls everywhere. But I think skeleton skulls suit it a little bit better. It's like size. Oh, I've left me on my own. Ooh. So hopefully this goes well. And as you can see up the top there, I have got ME conduit ready. ME cable, I mean, and that runs into on the side here as well. So that's coming into the back of the controller. So then every infusion from now on after this will be able to feed the aspects into the system here, and as long as they're there, the provider that we're about to make will send them to the altar. Very nice. Come on, this is taking a while. So it's got all its aspects. Here goes with the bits. I'm sure you've seen this before if you've seen any Thaumcraft before. Very cool. It's Thaumic, really good stuff. And these guys do it for fun. Got to remember that. It's not like they're getting paid for anything. They're just doing it for fun and to show off their creative juices. Thank you very much, people who mod. There we go. We've got a wonderful fusion provider, and that's just a glitch. I've got 2, and on to there you go. Bam. So what I should do, I guess, is I should set up that stabilizer, advanced node stabilizer, set up so you can see that guy in action. Right then, it looks like we're not going to get to that today. I need Aurum for that, and I am jonesing a bit for Aurum. Advanced node stabilizer. Where are you? Is that you? Come on. Could not see it. It's only 32 Aurum there, and I am struggling for Aurum a bit. I've come across a little issue that I'm going to show you in a minute. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Aurum. I need to make a second Essentia thing, because if we look up here really quick, I should have started recording again up here, to be honest. If we look in here, you'll see that this guy only holds 12 Essentia types. I've got 11 in there at a minute. I've just vialed a couple back out. But if you look at that, it's quite nice. If you press shift, it tells you what's in there. Aqua and Terra, I guess. I don't know why it's doing that. They're both primals, aren't they? But that's quite cool. The fact that it shows you how much is in there by shifting over the ME drive. So if we come down here, I'm going to do something else. We're going to mess around a little bit, since I'm not going to use that today, but we will be using that next episode, certainly. The poor Elven portal. I made an Elven portal, I've not even done anything with it. And I love that guy. So, just to show you, as I say, been messing around with jars and stuff as well. And you can, that's that same import bus that was on there. I just moved it around there. You can see it sucks things in from the jars. Also very cool. Now, the thing I got was that. That was the, I must have got to a certain amount of warp, or a certain amount of warp events that triggered that, and that's very cool. I like that. I had a look at that. What I see is, who wrote this? It's very cool. I like it. And that opened up this Void Thaumic robes that I'm going to click on now while you're here. Ooh. So there we go. And now if we click on them, you'll see that, okay, so I actually need to make a Void Helm and then infuse it, high instability. I want to make this stuff. I really want to make this stuff. So there's a chest plate for a robe, and there's leggings, and there's no boots. I didn't think there was boots, right? So what I'm going to do to make a start towards this really quickly before the end of the episode, I'm going to make a bit of void metal. I'm just going to show you how that works. And I was going to make the boots because I thought these would be made from cloth, but it turns out I need this stuff anyway. Look at that. Really cool looking stuff. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I'll show you another little feature that this has to offer, is I've got this little setup here, of course, with the alchemical constructs. I've got 3 empty jars on there, and inside there I've got a set with 4 seeds. That's going to give us some void seeds, and for that, for 4 void seeds we need 32 vacuous, 32 and 8. So what I can do up here with some empty vials is 32 vacuous. Yes, please. There we go. I want to unclick you. How do I unclick you? How do I unclick you? Just come out and back in, I suppose. It's probably not the right way to do it. 32 vacuous. What was it? 32 tenebrae. And I believe it was 8 alienis. Just 1 in it. Is that right? Yeah. So this doesn't actually use any valves up, so you can like semi-manually mess around with valves and jars, and it's going to let you create things like this. Oops, put 1 back in. Put 2 back in. What are you doing, you plank? So look, I've got my valves, but I can't use any of them up. The hungry chest would capture them, but my magnet is grabbing them. There we go. I like the way it spits them on the front. Very nice. So that's how you make the void seeds. And then the void seeds, if you put them in this first slot here, you can choose to create void metal ingots. Why not let me click on it? Do I have to unclick that first? There we go. You can add something to this so it can remember 3 recipes. It's like a little matrix thing. So what I've got in here is some metallum, and I can put the metallum in there, and that is going to give me 4 void metal. Sweet. And with that I can make the first bit of void metal armor, which is the boots. And the boots is it full? My other cell might be full as well. So look, I'm getting to the point where I need to deal with stuff. There we go. Void boots. I've made my first bit of void armor. I'm going to wrap up the episode there. Thank you as always for watching. Next episode we will be, well, I say I need aurum. It looks like I need to upgrade my cells as well, don't I? I'll be working towards, I guess, 64k cells for both lots of these. 63 of 63 types, yeah, so I've got 63 things in that 4k cell. So it's not full, but it's full of different items. And yeah, so next episode I need to be working on getting some aurum, so we're going to try seeing what this Eldritch Guardian spawn is like. If that costs too much power wise to run, I've also got a broken wisp spawner that we can do, and that might be a bit cheaper. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I really enjoyed making it, and I've enjoyed playing with all this new Farmcraft stuff. I hope you have too, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers. Bye.